What's going on, horror fanatics? Welcome to
I shot him 6 times!
YouTube Horror Movie Channel. As you know, I'm your host and creator of the channel, Marcus. If you have not done so already, please shoot this video a like. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm a ton. As well as if you're a new viewer to this channel, please shoot that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so you get all the latest content updates to the channel. As well as if you'd like to become a member here to the channel, shoot over to the channel dashboard, shoot that join button, and choose what level membership best works for you. Okay, everyone, so I will put a disclaimer out there real quick before I get into everything. I am here at work. I am outside. Where I work, there's really not too much space to have a quiet area, so I am outside. You guys might hear some birds chirping in the background, what have you, and in the audio that I'm going to be playing, you will hear some birds chirping in the background as well, because again, I am outside doing this video. This is the only time in the day that I had to get this video out, but I definitely wanted to make sure that I did get it out because I wanted to talk about this interview from my good buddy Steven, Craving Something Scary, that he had last night on his channel with Jason Cavalier and maxlaferriere. Now, many of you now know that Jason Cavalier is the store clerk from the bodega scene in Scream 6, and Max played Ghostface. He was the stuntman who was playing Ghostface in Scream 6. So, after the stream had gotten extended, it was only supposed to be an hour stream, they extended the stream. I took it upon myself to ask Max a burning question that I felt many of us in the community wanted to know. So I'm going to play that audio here from Steven's live stream, and then I'm going to chime back in. But before I do chime back in, I am also going to play some clips from Scream 1996 for clarification reasons, and then I'll explain why.
They don't really make movies like that anymore anyway.
Yeah.
It's true. Miss those days.
I miss them too, man. Marcus, my buddy, coming back again with I shot him 6 times with a $5 check. Thanks for that, Marcus. Appreciate you, buddy. He said, I have to ask Max, were you asked to attack Gail with 2 hands on the knife raised above your head when you were on top of her, straddling her? Or did you come with that on your own?
No, I was asked to do that. Yeah. When after at the end of the fight, you mean, right?
Yes. Remember when she's on the ground?
Yeah.
The very end.
Yeah, I was at. The director was like, "This is a typical moment. This is like, we have to make it authentic. As any of the Ghostface would have done it throughout the years. So yes, no, they really wanted that specific motion for Gail. And same thing with the knife swipe, on the other side of the bookshelf after I threw her boyfriend through the bookshelf.
Yes.
They wanted a specific knife swipe because of the history of Ghostface, right? They wanted to keep it authentic and keep it the same and give it justice. So yeah.
That's awesome. And this is a bit of a loaded question because I know why Marcus is asking this. And I haven't shared this with you and Jason, but I'm the self-professed conductor of the stew train. And by what I mean by that is, I am championing that stumacher from Scream 1 is alive. That he survived.
I heard that theory a couple of times, yeah.
Okay, there you go. Well, I champion it here on this channel.
Right.
And that 2 hands holding the knife over his head was his signature in Scream 1. And so I know this question was like, if you were directed to do that, then that leaves a little bit of the fuel of the fire that they're maybe trying to give us a clue that Stu Walker could
I
be
know
behind that.
it's 6. That I know that.
Yeah.
But he might. I don't know if he's gonna come back. I have no idea.
Okay.
Don't take this in any way. But it's true that you've never seen his body.
No.
Okay, everyone, so real quick before I dig in, I did leave us a link to Steven's live stream from last night interviewing these two great individuals, so definitely check it out if you haven't yet. It was a great interview. I'm glad I was able to hang out for most of the time, as well as ask Max this all-important question that I'm sure everybody wanted to ask. I'm not going to lie, I was teetering on it because I didn't know how to word it initially, but I put it together and I asked a question. So, you guys obviously hear in the audio, Steven, said, I sent in a super chat asking Max, was it Radio Silence's idea or his idea for him to place two hands on a knife and raise it above his head? The reason I asked this question and the reason why I showed these clips from Scream 1996 for further clarification is that's the way that Stumacher attacks or kills his victims in the original film. And the way this Ghostface attacked Gale Weathers in that scene was the same exact style in the same exact way. And as you guys heard, Max said Radio Silence is the ones who directed him to do that. He did not come up with that himself. Now, he also mentioned something about the knife wipe, and I do want to veer off and talk about that real quick, because he basically said that the knife wipe and the way that Ghostface attacked Gale was basically somewhat like an homage, I guess, to the Ghostface character, the legacy of the Ghostface character, what have you, and stuff. And I know there's some in the community that believe that was a Stumacher style knife wipe. However, for me, I can't say it's definitive enough, and the only reason why is because if you rewatch that clip that I just showed at Scream 1996 when they faked Billy's death, when Stu wipes the knife, he wipes it rather slowly and meticulously, in my opinion. And in Scream 6, you see this Ghostface wipe it with some fierceness behind, like he put some oomph on it. Now, that doesn't mean that's not Stumacher wiping the knife. We've said it before, if Stumacher is alive, if he is back, we expect him to be a little bit more aggressive because he's angry. He's angry that, everybody forgets about him. He doesn't get his due diligence, his credit, right? So if they altered that knife wipe for Stu to be a little bit more fierce with it, that definitely could be the case. That doesn't mean that that's not Stumacher in Scream 6 wiping that knife. However, just based on how I seen him wipe the knife in Scream 1996, I don't see the similarities. But obviously, Radio Silence telling maxlaferriere to, in so many words, mimic the style of Stumacher in that scene is important because, again, I think this could point to potential Easter egg that proves Stumacher is not only alive, but that he could return in a future Scream film. So I have 3 reasons for you guys why I believe this piece of dialogue from Max is very important as it pertains to Stumacher. Number 1, this is a second Radio Silence Scream movie where 2 legacy characters, Dewey in Scream 5, Gale in Scream 6, that is either attacked or killed in a fashion that was either spoke of or acted out by Stumacher, as the gutting of Dewey was dealt in Scream 5 was very similar to how Stu described to Sidney Prescott in Scream 1996 on how you gut someone. And of course with Gale Weathers, as I just mentioned, Ghostface puts 2 hands on a knife and raises it above his head, much like Stu did in Scream 1996 attacking his victims. Number 2, most, if not all, Ghostface killers have their own unique way of stabbing someone, whether it's Billy Loomis choking before stabbing, as we see with Casey Becker and Sidney Prescott and Scream 1996, Amber Freeman in Scream 5 with the choppy chop chop style, Charlie Walker, Scream 4 stabbing from the side angle style. So if we're led to believe this isn't Stu, why attack with a knife in the fashion that he does? Now I know some will say that it is Quinn because she took credit for it and Radio Silence says she did it. However, myself and other content creators debunked this by pointing out that the number that called Gale is a Woodsboro area code, as Quinn and the family are from the Midwest, which was confirmed by Radio Silence themselves. She's not from Woodsboro. As well as the physics, as Quinn alone would not be able to throw Gale's boyfriend through that wall when he was dead weight. We all went through that, here over the last couple months explaining this. So, that leaves Quinn out, in my opinion. So, if it's not Stumacher, Why mimic an attack after something he said or did himself if it's not him? Something to think about, in my opinion. Number 3. Max said in the interview that radio silence said the reasoning for that mimic was for the legacy of Ghostface, I suppose, paying homage to the characters who portrayed that role, from how I took it anyway. However, I personally don't believe radio silence's reasoning for him attacking Gale Weathers in that fashion, because if you wanted to pay an homage to the character's legacy of the Ghostface killer, everybody who played in that role, you would have done so by having every kill that Richie and Amber committed in Scream 5 done in the fashion that Billy and Stu did it in Scream 1996, being that 5 was supposed to be the legacy sequel / requel that paid homage to the original. We didn't see that any Billy Loomis or Stumacher style of kill in Scream 5 up until Dewey's death. Up until that point, we see Amber have her own style of stabbing. I personally doubt Richie killed anyone, which is why I can't give you a style for him, and we know he did slash Mindy's shoulder, being that Jack Quaid said he was the one in the costume in that scene, but that's just not enough evidence for me to determine how Richie Kirsch really stabs or attacks somebody. But okay, everyone, those are my 3 main reasons why I believe that this piece of dialogue from Max LaFerriere telling us that radio silence told him to play out that Gale Weathers scene in Scream 6 that way, which is basically a mimic of Stumacher's style of attack. I definitely do think this is an Easter egg. That points, another Easter egg I should say, that points to the possibility of Stumacher being alive and possibly returning to the Scream franchise, which is also why I brought up the point of the different style of kills, you know, that the Ghostface killer does with these movies. Like, they have their own style on how they kill people. What I want you guys to do is go back and rewatch both Scream 5 and 6. Watch how the killers kill up until the point to where you get to both Dewey and Gale's scene, and I guarantee you, you will see a difference in style on how this killer is going after them, as opposed to going after the core 4 or anybody else that gets in their way. In my opinion, there's definitely clues there that shows that this could be another killer outside of the killers that we have gotten revealed so far in the 2 films that Radio Silence has done, because we've talked about it before. It seems whoever this killer is that is mimicking a past killer's way of killing, whether it be verbally or physically, they are definitely going after our legacy characters, because you don't see this same style of attack show up for anybody else. And again, everybody, me being the Stu truther that I am, I definitely do believe it is Stu. I think it makes perfect sense. He's part of the original legacy. Dewey's part of the original legacy. Gale's a part of the original legacy. And Sidney's a part of the original legacy. So if he is going rogue out here, going after them, or he has his own little team, a whole cult of ghost faces, constructed by him, I definitely do believe that this is what's going on, and that they have been subtly laying the breadcrumbs, and this is another subtle breadcrumb that points to the possible return of Stumacher. But okay, everyone, that is it for this video. Leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know what you guys think of Max's response to my question. Do you think that him telling us that Radio Silence instructed him to play out that scene, basically mimicking the style that Stumacher kills, is another Easter egg that points to the possibility of Stumacher's not only reveal that he's alive, but his return in the Scream franchise? Or do you think that this piece of dialogue means nothing? You're not with it. You think it is what he said it is, or at least what Radio Silence told him it is, which is it was basically to pay homage to the legacy of the Ghostface character and the killers that portrayed it? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'm sure there will be a lot of interesting comments, and I can't wait to see them. Once again, this is
I shot him 6 times.
YouTube Horror Movie Channel. As you know, I'm your host and creator of the channel, Marcus. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon. Thank you all for watching.